whatsoever. I think the fund was redeemed in 2018. It was invested in 2015, and that fund had nothing to do with the Adani group of companies. They did not invest in Adani group stocks, neither they invested in Adani group bonds. So that is point number one. The other allegation which they made is Mr. Dhaval is working with Blackstone. Now he has a clear expertise in the supply chain and logistics area, and as a professional, if he is working for a professional company, what is wrong in that? And where is the link between the two? He has nothing to do with the real estate business of Blackstone. And the third allegation is that she is running some the third allegation is that she is running, the chairperson is running some private company and she is doing consulting. Again, she has made it very, very clear that as soon as she got into Sebi, she has relinquished all of that, and those companies have become dormant companies. And if she was not in Sebi, what is wrong in giving consultancy to someone else? So to me, Neeraj, it looks completely malicious, and it looks like an attack on the country rather than an individual. To question the basic credibility of a regulator in a country like India, wherein the regulator has done and demonstrated such a fantastic job, and she has demonstrated such a phenomenal career over the last 30 years. I think it looks, as I once again repeat, it looks larger than what all of us can see, and it is part of some real conspiracy, and it looks like a desperate attempt to malign the image of an individual.
All right, now rubbishing the Hindenburg Research Report, Piper Serica's Abhay Agarwal has said that the research was so poor that the author would not get a job at his firm. Listen in.
I mean, frankly, that kind of stuff would be done by, a graduate level analyst in a firm like ours to dig up that data. There's nothing credible in it. I mean, it's just a bunch of facts. And more importantly, my view is they would definitely not get a job with us or anybody else, not only us. I mean, what is it? You Google something, you find something, and then you put it out and say, selectively, because I'm sure they found something else, but they selectively chose to use this data, which shows nothing. I mean, there is nothing material in it. So I don't even know why there is even this interest on social media. Maybe it will stay for a couple of days, it will die out, but it's a non-event.
All right, now Nirav Sheth of MK Global advised retail investors to place their faith in the regulators and the system and not be swayed by vested interests making allegations from outside the country.
I would advise, the retail investors that we should have full faith in the institutions that we have nurtured. As a matter of fact, I would like to argue that our setup, our check and balances of Indian institutions are far, far more robust than what we have seen in even developed economies, right? So, and that speaks volumes in terms of how we have handled whether it's RBI, whether it's Sebi, whether it is the fintech regulators. We are generally ahead of the curve, and therefore I don't think that the retail investors should give too much of importance to some remote research outfit sitting outside the country.
And the founder and CEO of Tax Compass, Ajay Rotti, has said that the Hindenburg appeared to be clutching at straws with their latest allegations.
I think there are two things which are apparent. One, that they are clutching at straws. And also the second thing is the timing and why are they doing it now? And that's becoming even more clear with the second response and everything that they're doing. The first time they were having allegations about individual stock and, whether they'd taken short position, they made money is all another story. But what did they do the second time? They're actually going after the regulator. And they're actually going after, in that sense, the entire market, even if they are short. You need to note there's nothing about Adani again in the second set of allegations. And now they're doubling down. So clearly clutching at straws, no doubts about that.
Now, Adventus Capital's Nand Malik has said that the longer Hindenburg keeps making false and baseless allegations, the markets would wisen up and stop reacting.
ignored it 100%. The next time this happens, market will ignore it 100%. So the last time this happened, if you remember, the reaction was much more steeper on the way down. This time the reaction has been a bit more mild. So markets haven't completely discounted it. Markets have reacted to it. But the more this happens and the more consistently they keep happening on a regular basis, then at a point of time, market will not even talk about it. So, for example, the media channels are now discussing about it first thing in the morning. 2 or 3 more sessions like this, and people will not talk about this only. You may remember after the exit polls and after the elections, there was talk about how exit polls were rigged and short sellers made money. But even from those levels, Nifty is higher now. So the more these kind of things happen, I think it's good for markets because our market participation is fairly deep, and this tends to show that everything is in order.
Now, senior BJP leader Ravi Shankar Prasad has slammed the opposition. He claimed that their actions target the savings of small investors.
कभी राफेल की चिट मिल गई तो लगे हिंदुस्तान में घूमने, वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट से हारे, माफी मांगना पड़ा, कंटेम्प्ट हुआ उनके खिलाफ, फिर एक दूसरी चिट मिल गई, हिंडनबर्ग की पहली रिपोर्ट, वो चिट मिल गई, उसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने मैंने बताया कि 24 में 23 इंक्वायरी कंप्लीट हो गई। अब हिंडनबर्ग को जुलाई में नोटिस की गई है, तो फिर ये काउंटर प्रोडक्ट हुआ। अब ये चिट पड़ गई, जेपीसी लाओ, इंक्वायरी कराओ, मतलब भारत के पूरे स्टॉक मार्केट को क्रैश कराओ, छोटे इन्वेस्टर्स के पूंजी निवेश को समाप्त कराओ, भारत में कोई आर्थिक निवेश न हो विदेश का, एफआईआई और एफडीआई, वो सबको रोको, बिकॉज इंडियन इन्वेस्टमेंट सिनेरियो इज नॉट ए सेफ पोजीशन।
Now, Bharti Enterprises international arm Bharti Global has acquired 24.5% stake in UK's British telecom group. This share was owned by Altus UK. The transaction will make Bharti Global the largest shareholder in the BT group. Rishabh Bhatnagar joins in with more. Rishabh, tell us more about how this deal is expected to pan out.
Right, we have a landmark deal coming out of the telecom and internet industry right here in India. The Bharti Group has agreed to purchase about 24.5% in UK's largest telecom firm, which is the BT Group. Now they are, the deal is worth about $4 billion, so a massive, massive deal. And it is spanning across ministries right here in Delhi. The telecom ministry is definitely involved in this. The INB ministry would also be, the MeitY would also be, given that the BT Group is a large player in laying down the 5G lines and optic fiber cables for higher definition of transmission. It's also a major deal given the India-UK FTA, which is still in progress, and the broadening commerce ties between the two countries. We're also seeing that the UK and the BT, which is the UK's largest telecom firm, has had about a 21% stake in Bharti Airtel from 1997 to 2001. So it is an interesting deal in that sense, given the nature of these two companies as well. We're also seeing that Bharti will be the largest stakeholder in this British company now. So a very interesting deal, and we'll be looking forward to comments from ministries as well.
All right, the Bharti Airtel chairman Sunil Bharti Mittal interacted with the media and said that the growth in Europe and UK is smaller, but the revenue is much higher. Listen in as he speaks about how he sees the United Kingdom as a telecom market.
You're right, the growth in Europe and UK is bound to be much lower. These are countries and economies which are fully developed, so growth is very small, 1-2% growth a year. But the revenues, as I mentioned, are pretty large. $25 billion in current revenues and $10 billion in EBITDA. Can you create more efficiencies? Can the free cash flows increase over a period of time? I think in the assessment of Sherman and his team, they saw the investment to be made at this time because BT, the strategy that they've unveiled recently clearly suggests that the free cash flows are going to significantly go up.
All right, in stock-specific news, Ola Electric shares have hit an upper circuit for the second straight day as the stock jumped by 20%. After a muted listing on Friday, Ola Electric witnessed a strong buying interest in the maiden trading session. Moving on, CPI inflation is expected to ease to 5-year low. Food prices, however, are seen moving upwards. Pallavi is joining us with more details. Pallavi, give us an overview of what we're expecting.
Right. So like you've mentioned, CPI is projected to ease to a 5-year low. According to estimates by Bloomberg, we're looking at CPI inflation coming in at about 3.6% for the month of July. And if that happens, that will be the lowest print since August 2019. And it will also be the first time since September 2019 that inflation will actually be within the central bank's 4% target. So the expected moderation that's set to take place for July is on the back of a base effect. So essentially what that means is that the print that we had seen in July last year was very high. Inflation had come in at 7.4% in July last year, and since it's a percentage change this year, it is expected to be very low because of the base effect. What that also means is that food inflation, which has continued to remain elevated for several months now, is actually expected to continue to see a positive price momentum. We're also likely to see some upward movement in fuel and in core CPI, and we're also likely to see the impact of telecom tariffs that were hiked in July. If that impact is fully accounted for in today's figures, that could also push up the headline figure by almost about 20 to 25 basis points. So in a nutshell, we are likely to see a very low figure, but we're also going to continue to see positive price momentum in terms of food.
All right, Pallavi, thank you very much for joining us and breaking that down for us. Well, Sebi has launched a young professional program to recruit 50 candidates in Mumbai. The program offers a stipend of 70,000 rupees per month. This initiative aims to attract talent from various roles with the regulator. Candidates of various educational backgrounds can assist the board in different domains like securities market, operations and technology. Interested candidates can apply through the official Sebi website with applications open as of the 9th of August. Well, time for a very short break. On the other side, we bring you the latest from Kolkata, where the West Bengal Chief Minister has given a deadline to the police there to solve the doctor's rape murder probe. Welcome back. Now, Cast24 has launched a super app that will provide services such as repair, maintenance and fast-track updation. While speaking to NDTV Profit on the sidelines of MK Confluence event, co-founder Gajendra Jangir shared how the app will help the company with customer retention and improve its top line.
What we are seeing going to happen is it will have a very dramatic impact on our retention. So for any app, the monthly retention is one of the key factors, like how many users end up using the app again within the single month. We are predicting it will 50% increase our monthly retention of app users. And that is the goal that we have taken off ourselves. And I think in terms of technology-wise, in terms of investment-wise, the primary focus is just continue to develop our product and technology. And that's where we are making an investment.
And Rishi Anand, the CEO of AAR Housing Finance, spoke about the company's expansion plans in both urban and rural branches. He also highlighted the demand for owning assets post-COVID.
There are quite green shoots coming out of the tier 3 and beyond. And that's why, if you remember, last time we spoke about a strategy called Deeper Impact. We've got 150 branches in the Deeper Impact strategy. Now, what is Deeper Impact? Deeper Impact is something between the urban and the rural. You know, these are small talukas, small districts. We've got 150 branches and expanding. The way we look at it as an indicator, 50 branches per year we'll keep adding in the tier 3, tier 4 and tier 5 kind of locations. So yes, demand is spurting. You can see a lot of consumers coming ahead and wanting to make their houses. And we've seen this demand coming, especially post-COVID. You know, that sense of having an asset of its own. The consumers that I cater to will make a house once in a lifetime. But post-COVID, I think that sense of making one asset has kind of doubled up.
Now, in a move to redefine the automotive landscape, Rajiv Chaba announced JSWMG's plans to elevate its technological landscape. Rajiv revealed that over the next 2 years, the company aims to launch 5 new vehicles. Listen in.
We are pretty excited to launch many cars in the next 2 years. We are talking about almost 5 cars in the next 2 years. Most of them are going to be EV. As you may know that we are the pioneers to launch EV in this country. In 2020, we launched ZS EV, and last year we launched Comet. Also, you know, in terms of whole positioning of MG brand, we have raised the bar, and in terms of technology, I think we are up there, whether it is EV or connectivity. So in both the areas, probably I would say that we have disrupted the market to some extent. Now, going forward, we want to continue that trend of raising the bar in terms of technology. In terms of segments, what you're asking, it's as you know these days, utility vehicle segment or SUV segment and some of the nuances of that segment, that area is growing pretty fast. So we are around SUV in most of our launches.
Now, we also caught up with Vishal Salvi of Quick Heal on the sidelines of the MK Confluence 2024. We discussed about the hot tech topic, artificial intelligence, and more. Here's a slice of that conversation.
I think the cybersecurity product, the foundation of the way they operate has been deeply on machine learning. So machine learning is something which we have been using in cybersecurity product for many years. And in fact, that is the only reason why we are still relevant and we've been able to stop the modern threats which are unfolding. AI, of course, is new technology, and it will help us to further revolutionize the way in terms of how humans interact with cyber technologies.
Now, we also spoke to the MD and CEO of Greenply Industries, Manoj Tulsia. Here's what he had to say on the company's growth prospects ahead.
Last 3 years, as you rightly said, we have seen a growth of more than 20% in the business, primarily for 2-3 reasons. One, plywood business has started showing volume growths. Second, we ventured into MDF business. We were able to bring the plant in the least possible time, almost 15 to 18 months. That was itself a very steep target for us. And then the next target was to ramp up the production. Fortunately, we have been able to ramp up also well. And then the next challenge was to build up the operating efficiencies in the MDF business. So even there, if you see, we have been able to ramp up in terms of, whatever we have been able to produce, we have been able to sell.
Now, doctors of several hospitals across India have announced an indefinite strike to protest against the gruesome rape and murder of a trainee doctor at Kolkata's RG Kar Hospital while she was on duty. Now, the body of the 32-year-old woman was found in the seminar hall of the government-run hospital in Kolkata. Doctors have announced that all elective services will be halted till a probe is completed in the case. The protesters have also demanded adequate security for all the medical staff. Saurabh Gupta is now joining us from Kolkata. Saurabh, there is a lot of anger that's there around this case.
Anger and protests not just in West Bengal but across the country, and in fact what we are seeing is protests continuing at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital, where a second-year postgraduate medical student was brutally raped and murdered. Sexual assault while she was at the hospital in the seminar room of this building that you can see, the emergency building of the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. Now, of course, this building, of course, is where the incident took place. The police have made arrests. One accused has been arrested. The police have also recovered crucial evidence, including a Bluetooth headset which ties the accused to the scene of the crime, and they've also found blood spots on his shoes, which of course is a crucial piece of evidence as well. Now you can see students and of course others joining these protests, medical students joining these protests at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. On the other hand, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, visited the family members of the victims at their home this afternoon and promised that the investigation would be completed soon, and if there were any more accused, they also would be arrested by Sunday. She said she expects the police to complete the investigation by Sunday, and if they cannot complete the investigation by Sunday, then she will hand over the investigation to the CBI.
Well, on to the top international news. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has ordered the deployment of a guided missile submarine to the Middle East as the region braces for possible attacks by Iran and its allies. This order comes after the killing of senior members of the Hamas and Hezbollah. The Defense Secretary had also ordered the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group to accelerate its journey there. This carrier is carrying F-35C fighter jets. This signals the US's determination to help defend Israel from any attack by Iran. Well, that's all we have time for right now on Profit 360, but do stay with us as we bring you more.